when I say no. So I also say human consciousnesses vary. And so there are states in which suffering is not evaluated as a bad, right? There's not, it's more of a type of enlightenment when one suffers. One suffers an enlightenment. I hate this whole damn video. My expression is really slow and it's sloppy. And I'm trying to get across ideas of totality of sets and non-dissonance, non-separability of one's being, one's totality of one's sensation, right? All right, anyway, I'm trying to get that heart line to match up with that headline. So I guess I gotta put it out right there. Ba-da-ba, all day long. Ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba. Ow, wow. Now, seemingly there is no upside to that sensation, but that particular process was painful. There was suffering. Like my neurons and my I'm not one of those people who don't feel pain through neuronally. I feel the pain sensation the same as the next. But the thing is it's not a bad. Through that experience, the process of going through that experience, it's just another experience. It's value free. It's just a part of the dynamic, the voluminous palette that one has of sensations. People move through.
Christians, you have the born-again Christian. In Muslims, you have the jihad. You must monocularly, inclusively to the languages or the information, the data sets that you know, form ironically, you must move ironically and paradoxically and nonsensically, irrationally, to reach a complete jihad of the soul. Failed. Anyway, so I drive into town, and then I beeline out to her place, and I confront these guys like a lion. So here's my little lion. After enlightenment, okay, so I go and I save her, and I take her and I bring her back here. And that night I kiss her again. And there's this opening. This weird, this is what turned me on to the non-dualists. I moved, my very being just opened like a black hole. And all I was the periphery, this conscious opening. So my being the black hole, and then my illumination, my halo, being the white pan up above. That is in Egyptian art. That is the halo of God. This is the bonding with Christ and all things holy and divine. It's this opening. And I had originally painted her in right here with two wings opening me up. Not unlike this other Egyptian. Well, might as well take you guys in there. I don't seem to be painting very much. Anyway, so there's this sense of getting my wings, getting my halo, but this complete openness, and then this song comes on the radio. I know you're feeling so hollow. Oh, oh. Like I said, all data, all media now.
That went all. Donald Trump, I'm gonna bend you over that Cadillac trunk and fuck you in the rump with a 13-inch penis pump. You're just a shield to fill the executive corporate field. You're a gap to fill the gap. President Plutocrat.
So I found a star that was lowest on the horizon, and I focused my energy, and that star started to represent the girlfriend who I saw the orb with, whom I loved very much. And I just put all of my thoughts about all the people that I loved and her into that star, and I decided to just run and leap towards that star. So I ended up leaping off the roof, crashing to the ground, breaking both my feet and my spine, and ending up in a nursing home for 5.5 months and under rehabilitation for roughly a year per hour allowed. And I stayed in the left-hand lane, and I drove all the way up to Montana. And on the way, I saw this whole flock of beautiful little butterflies flying around me, and it was very, how to put it, like it was a lovely, ingratiating, soulful experience. I was at awe by these butterflies, and occasionally a fly would land in my grill. I would see it land in the grill of the car, and I would pull over the car immediately, and I would open the hood and I would try to save the butterfly, these dying butterflies that landed on the front of my car. And so I went to the edge of this swamp, which was probably a good 100 feet wide, and I couldn't tell you how long it was, late at night, with all of these stars. And there was a sensation that each star has agency and is speaking to me. And it was felt as if I needed to speak back to them. And so I started a dialogue with the stars, singing to them. And yet I knew I had to swim because there was these spotlights moving from tractors that work late at night in Montana, chopping down these weeds or this wheat, and they were moving around in behind on the other side of the swamp. So I got in the swamp and I swam out into the swamp, and there was this branch that looked as if it was moving in the water like a snake. And all of a sudden, this idea, I had taken dead snake, I had drinking the dead snake, the notion of Jim Morrison's song "Ride the Snake" came to mind, and so I ended up putting in this painting a snake figure with a little man riding the snake. The little man riding the snake is riding over the top of a pyramid, over the top of hierarchies, over the top of everything that you could imagine, all of your spiritual all of your spiritual inside to be in its greatest idealism, moving to a singular point, kind of like the singular point that I ran to when I leaped off the roof. And and so I came across, and thinking it was a snake, I arose and I kissed its tip, and then I realized it was a branch and not a snake at all. My higher self, the angelic self, I have two tattoos on my body that are on my shoulder blades, and they're my parents' signatures. And to me, they represent where angel wings would be attached. So anytime I'm feeling very enlightened, very spiritually heightened, I think about being an archangel. So my higher self is coming down to kill my lower self. I represent my lower self as a clown. I painted a lot of clowns in my time. And I've identified with a clown in a lot of respects, and yet that is my lower self.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know where to go from here. Let me get like an angel. Let me like try to talk dialogic, and let me try to like be sensical. Let me try to make sense and like maintain that I'm not in a rap and a rhyme and a verb and a time. Let me make certain that I'm notorious in my nowness, in my stasis, in my prevalence, in my notion that I'm only in presence. Let's not make certain that there's any divide. Let's not make any bifurcations inside my height. Let's not say there's difference. Let's not say that we're the same. Can we just agree whatever the same? I'm just gonna babble. I'm just gonna say, for God heaven's sake, whatever, I'm gonna shit Stein. I babble fish woodage and whatever rhyme. It's a verbal phantasm. It's a yada yoke. I wanna be done before 15 minutes, folk. Fucking all in the family. Fucking Blackish is on. I couldn't help it. I'd learn Korean because Hindi is young. I love Buddha and whatever and Tasa Eskimos. I fucked a polar bear. My cats are my fucking hoes. You pussies, you jaguars. I'm back to you cougars. Roundabout extracurricular, what am I doing? Back, it's almost over, only 20 seconds to abide. I think I'll shit nuggets on Johnny Carson's dead. Oh, God, that's harsh. Okay.